It seems like people enjoyed the first Q&A video we released yesterday, so we will continue releasing more of these in between other videos. Here is session number 2. Question: I became introduced to this ascension agenda through twin flame material, even told I am one. Is this a real thing or something that should be abandoned completely? Answer: the term twin flame could be a loaded word for some because it's frequently used in the New Age movement, but it's still a very accurate term for a very real phenomenon. Yes, it is the real thing. We know that firsthand because we are experiencing it personally right now. Question: what roles do animals play in this world? Answer: when we were Namlu'us, we didn't eat animals. We didn't have to because the density was higher. However, when the overlords lowered the overall frequency to entrap us, we were required to start eating animals and other living things around us, such as plants, fruits, and vegetables. In this matrix, humans eat animals, animals eat animals, animals eat plants, and animals eat humans on occasion. It wasn't supposed to be this way. Animals, as we see it, were both here to be to our assistance and as obstacles. After all, even before the alien invasion, our 3D reality was supposed to be harsh in order for learning lessons to take place. After Enki created this matrix, which is a matrix of death, everything dies, we were forced to eat each other, animals and humans, to survive. This forces humanity to stay within the low frequency of this matrix unknowingly. We became enemies, predators and prey. Death. Question: the last few days I just looked at the map that is on my wall over my computer. I see it every day and I am freaked out by seeing a huge change in the Canadian map. Have you spoken about Mandela effects? I have not heard anyone talk about this change. Answer: we were not aware of the changes in the Canadian map. Interesting. We haven't spoken much about the Mandela effect because we need to look into this some more. It's tempting to assign this to CERN and they're messing with time and space, but we need to investigate this further. Sorry that we can't be more specific. We have experienced our own Mandela effects as well, so the two of us know that it's real. Question: are you aware of the QAnon movement and the R from Q, who is allegedly John F. Kennedy Jr.? Supposedly, JFK Jr. faked his death along with his sister and sister-in-law, and is working fervently behind the scenes with Trump and the rest of Q to expose the elite or AIF. What is your opinion? It almost sounds way too good to be true. Answer: no, we are not aware of R. We are not following the Q movement. We are only learning about it around the edges, so as not to become involved in it. No human on the planet has the ability to outsmart the AIF. Think about that and what that might mean for Q. Remember, there is not just one side of the AIF. The AIF plays and controls many different sides in order to deceive people. They can appear to be good guys as well as the bad guys. This is how we got religions after all. It is too good to be true. Question: speaking of celebrity deaths, I know of one individual who is a good friend of mine on Facebook. We've been friends since 2013, who was a highly well-known celebrity. That celebrity he portrayed, or whatever the situation, died some decades ago. It is also believed there were more actors portraying this celebrity before that celebrity's untimely death. Answer: yes, some deaths are real, but some are faked. We cannot say which ones. Question: With the recent surge of multi-state lotteries, such as Powerball and Mega Millions, or those so-called lottery games, with their $500 million and billion-dollar jackpots actually rigged by the Freemasons and given to designated secret society winners. I've heard the people who claim these prizes are simply what's known as crisis actors, portraying the real people. Answer. We have also heard about this, and without having looked into it, it's highly plausible that these lotteries are severely rigged and winners of the high prizes, when there are winners, might sometimes be determined beforehand. Masons? Yeah, probably. It could also be that they sometimes announce a winner when there isn't one, and all the money that has accumulated from people buying tickets are then going toward funding black operations. We have no proof of this, but wouldn't that be quite typical? However, not all lotteries are rigged. There are also genuine winners. Not everything is a conspiracy. Some people actually do win the lottery, and they are genuine people, like you and me. Question. Are you in contact or contracted to meeting with other beings who are you or Ariel feel want the best for decent human beings? Answer. At this moment, neither Ariel nor I are in contact with any off-world beings. Question. With the information you had gave us, I conclude most pets are in favor of the AIF because they are cats and dogs, and both animals are related to Sirius. Despite I find this I'm saying logical, I do not find it with my body right, like feelings pets have for us are genuine. What do you think? Answer. Earth, or essentially the original planet Tiamat, is a living library. DNA was brought here from elsewhere in the universe to accommodate the experiment. Therefore, we see cats and dogs, amphibians, reptiles and so on. Whether pets are part of the original experiment before the invasion is unknown to us, but they certainly feel a positive function now. Their feelings for us are definitely genuine. They bring a lot of joy and pleasure, and they also bring comfort and healing. Why pets are part of this matrix is another unknown. We don't know why, or what they mean in terms of Enki's experiment. Question. Can you explain further the law of non-intervention? You say it's because each of us has to develop at his own rhythm, and it can't be altered. Answer. It can be altered, and this is the reason why non-intervention is so important in the free will experiment. No outside forces are allowed to intervene with our progress, or the experiment would be considered invalid. Non-intervention and breaches of free will go hand in hand. Question. I realized it's very easy to follow Lucifer's goals, beside all you said in the papers, using a disguise, Halloween, using bank credits, but can you list more ways Lucifer wants us to do, so we can avoid them? Answer. The following may sound exaggerated, but based on our research, it's true. Virtually everything that is set up in and around our current 3D reality is based on what Lucifer wants us to do. The reason we're still here is because we abide to Lucifer's/Enki's agenda. He set this up, and we are playing along. We need to look at our current lives as a human consciousness as a big lie. Question. I am from India, and as you know, that in our culture we worship many deities. I want to specifically know about Shiva, as Shiva preachers are all across the globe. From childhood I am hearing stories of Shiva and that he resides on earth. Answer. Shiva is Marduk, one and the same. In the Wes Penre papers, the 5th level of learning, which you can find at wespenre.com, I dedicate more or less the entire level to Shiva, Vishnu, and Hinduism in general. Shiva as Marduk is equivalent to Satan in Christianity, and Vishnu is equivalent to Enki. So yeah, Shiva, Marduk, is currently residing on Earth and has been for many thousands of years. Question. One very popular opinion I've heard about ailments such as depression and anxiety is that they are actual problems in our neurological setup. But isn't it our own minds that push us into such states? Answer. Although we might be predisposed to certain conditions through our ancestry line, it doesn't mean that because our mother had breast cancer, we will get breast cancer as well, unless we go through our lives being terrified to get breast cancer. Illnesses are created in our minds. It's a metaphysical thing. Before we get physically sick, we create the illness in our non-physical body first. A great book to get is The Complete Dictionary of Ailments and Diseases by Jacques Martel. Amazon.com has it. Everybody should have a copy of this book. When it comes to psychological issues involving emotions, they are almost always related to abuse, mostly childhood abuse, particularly if the condition seems to be chronic or the person roller coasters, i.e. regularly going up and down on the emotional scale. Question. Hello Wes, thank you so much for doing Q&A. Are there negative consequences on the other side if a soul decides to leave and commit suicide to attempt to return to its real self and leave this dark womb completely? Thank you for your advice. Answer. Suicide is not the solution by any attempt. When a person chooses to end their life experience, this is a very low frequency of soul vibration. Remember, we live in whatever state we have achieved in this life. We want to be as mature as possible to ensure the best chance that we will not be vulnerable to any manipulative tactics we may encounter after physical death. We are meant to be here in order to grow from this experience, and to end that experience prematurely is to stop our own progression and growth. To put it in other words, it's like trying to pass a college entrance exam with a kindergarten education. It would be virtually impossible to leave with this extremely low frequency. Suicidal idealizations are solutions stuck within the frequency of death, which is the frequency of this matrix. Suicidal idealizations are indications that the person is extremely attached to this reality and likely to remain here due to these attachments to it. Also, you would be lowering the frequency of those around you significantly, and to their detriment rather than their benefit, which is the opposite of what we should be choosing as a path to move forward. No, suicide is never an option as an easy escape. It is not. It is a direct path right back in here. Feel free to send in more questions. We will have more Q&A videos in the nearby future. Thanks for all your questions so far.